just wanted to say thanks really quick for subscribing to this Patreon. It means a lot to us, especially during these times. For my segment, what I'm going to be doing is going over basically 5 records that have been in my heavy rotation within the last few months or weeks or whatever. And I guess the purpose of this is just to show my appreciation for them and to possibly share the love and the knowledge with you guys. So hopefully you would check it out and hopefully love it as much as me. And if not, well, at least I tried. So I guess I'll start off with something somewhat familiar. I'm sure y'all know who this is. James Brown, the godfather of soul and a funk monster, the king. So I'm sure you guys all know who this guy is, obviously, who doesn't. But this is a compilation called Motherlode that I think was released in 1988, and it's on. It's a repress, but it's great. It's basically. I'll just read it to you. For the first time on vinyl, the complete expanded edition of Motherlode, a blast of funk from deep within the vault of the Godfather of Soul. Groove on. So basically, it's just a bunch of outtakes and B-sides and rarities that were never released as singles or on albums, but it is so damn good. There's a few songs on here that definitely stand out. One's called "Can I Get Some Help," which is just amazing. People Get Up and Drive Your Funky Soul, and they're both over 9 minutes long, but they're just so nasty and funky that you never want to turn it off. So if you're trying to get into some deeper funk music, this is a great record to check out. James Brown, Motherlode. Here's another one who you guys may or may not be familiar with. Miles Davis, easily one of the most well-known names in the jazz genre. And this is from his fusion era, Live Evil. Miles Davis, Live Evil. I believe this was released in originally 1971. It was the Bitches Brew lineup, I think. All I know is Keith Jarrett's on here on keyboards. Jack DeJohnette is on drums. Anyway, this album, it's barely a jazz album. It's experimental as hell. It's all over the place. It's noisy. It's honestly just like a really fucked up rock record. It's so good. The standout track for me has got to be What I Say. It's like 20 minutes long. There's an insane drum solo. Everybody just shines. The bass on here is like one loop the entire time, and it's just a perfect song. You put this on at night, smoke a little bit of weed. It's like the best album you've ever heard. I hate to sound cringy when I say that, but goddamn, it's just fucking fantastic. And I highly recommend it. Here's another cool one. Okay, so Luwaka Bop is a label that is ran by David Byrne of the Talking Heads, and they put out a series every few years called World Psychedelic Classics, and this is number 3. And this is just a compilation of obscure, rare music, specifically from Africa, and it is just so damn good. You wouldn't even think that a lot of these artists are international, because it just sounds like it could be popular here in the United States, no problem. And it's all so damn good. I highly recommend checking out this compilation. World Psychedelic Classics 3, Love's a Real Thing. The funky, fuzzy sounds of West Africa. You can't go wrong with this shit. It's good for any occasion. I've listened to the fuck out of it, especially within this last week. But I've had this for a couple months now. It's so damn good. Just a couple more here. The United States of America, self-titled record. I believe this was originally released in 1968. In my opinion, this is a band that sounds like the Velvet Underground meets Joni Mitchell meets Stereolab. It's all over the place. I guess I would say it's psychedelic experimental rock, but it's very catchy. There's not a lot of bands that I could say sound like this, especially for the time, and even now. It's so weird, but it's so catchy, and it's so pretty and beautiful sounding all at once, and I've listened to the shit out of it within these last 6 months. It's probably my favorite record that I discovered in 2020. If not my favorite, definitely top 5. But yeah, I 100% recommend you all check out this record. It's weird, but you'll definitely enjoy the living hell out of it. Last but not least, this is a really cool rarity right here. Alton Ellis, Sunday Coming. This is original 1971 Jamaican press on the Coxsone label. Um, it's a little beat up, obviously, as you could tell, but this is an absolute masterpiece for me to own, and the vinyl sounds great, and it's really cool, honestly, knowing that this came straight from Jamaica, because if you look at the jacket, it's like somebody colored on it and stuff. But Alton Ellis has always been a great uh, artists within my realm. But within this last year, I've really come akin to his voice specifically. His voice cuts like no other. It's so soulful and so amazing, and every song on here is just fantastic. Um, what does it take to give your love away? This is the original version that was on here, and it's just so much better than the single version or whatever the most popular version that comes up on Spotify is. This whole record is just smoke start to finish. It's one of the best reggae, rock steady, whatever the fuck you want to call it, records I've ever heard. It's just good music, and you can't go wrong with it. And I'm sure everybody who was watching this video absolutely will. If you don't love it, you'll at least be able to sit through it, no problem. I can't recommend it enough. So, yeah, I'll make sure to put the names of the albums in the description for you guys. And thanks a lot. And happy to share the love. Thanks.